Namaste everyone. Hello and welcome to this channel. If you're new here, thank you for being here. This is a timeless video, so whenever it will reach you is when you need to find this message. And if you are returning, thank you. Welcome back. Wonderful to have you here all. Today we want to start by saying that this video might trigger you in some way. We felt the energies and the temperature of the energies in our meditation of what is happening forward and going into the next year. So this is what you need to know right now. The topic will be about toxic parents. But before we get into that, why Spirit is calling us to speak about this right now, it's mostly that next year the energy of the earth will slow down a lot. And if we don't deal with everything that needs to be dealt with now, we will have to do a lot next year. And because we always want you to be ahead and knowing, because when we know something in advance, not too far, because we need to stay in the moment, but when we have a clear vision of an overview of how everything is in earth, it is more easy to settle into what's going to happen. Because if we don't know, when the catastrophe hits, it will be more difficult. So with that being said, the energies will slow down next year. And this is due to that the energies are asking us to look inward, look into ourselves. So that's why we want to integrate the future videos focusing more on meditation and introspection, more of that than of channeling. Because at this time, and we spoke about this in the previous video, we will stop making channeled messages in that way. I'm only speaking to the higher self, and in meditation, tuning in to my intuition, because this is what Spirit wants us to work with. And this is what the earth's energy is working with. So it's good not to shy off into your own direction when the energies are being supported in a different way. Sometimes it's good to take a different path, but when the energies are shifting and transforming, it's good to be on that path that is representing to you. Sometimes we want to charge forward in a direction while Spirit is asking us to stay because it's already here. We already have something here, but we're missing it because we're looking somewhere else. Maybe it doesn't appear the way that we want it to. That was just a sidebar there. But if we just rail that back into talking about meditation and why it's essential. Because if we start to build up a practice now, going into this next year will not be so difficult for you guys. We don't want you to suffer unnecessary. That's why we started this channel and this video, so we can spread more awareness and expand together and end suffering more quicker. It doesn't have to be so slow and painful. So we will do these meditation maybe in the beginning or in the end, but a little bit in the end, just to ground yourself and to bring yourself back into yourself, because this is where your power is. Okay, so we think that everything is externally, but nothing is truly externally, because there are just patterns that are repeating themselves from the internal trauma that we've been through, that we carry in our DNA, and that we've been programmed from teachers, people around in our society, where we live, etc. So meditation is essential and crucial at this time for the transition to next year to be more smoother. And if you have that practice now, it will be so much better next year and you will feel it. So please come back and comment when that happens, because that would be amazing. We don't just want to tell you, we want you also to see it and then come back. Because remember, you always need to see every teacher, everything that you are learning from whoever it is, no matter what age. Let it be something that will reflect it back to you. Okay. So all of that is covered. And let's get back to the difficult part. Being drawn to, and I thought I've healed my issues of my mother, but it's more and more being activated around the world. We've been dealing with toxic fathers, but Spirit wants us to look at toxic mothers. And this one has been very, very difficult for many. And it's understandable, because you want a mother to be nourishing, protective, and always available for you and to you. And when we don't get that, usually as empaths, or if you've been the odd out in your family, you can resonate with knowing that you always try to keep everything together, keep everyone in a positive state, or make that family work out. And it doesn't work that way. This is due to that there is a lot of narcissistic traits in the parents. There's codependence, but also emotional immaturity. So they're not emotionally there to support you. And if you've been a little child and you want your parents to be there for you, but they're not there because they're not emotionally available, this will create an insecurity that you will carry on throughout your life. And when you get older, you will, because of all of these programmings and all of the lack and the pain and the hurt, of course, when you get older, this is not something that you are wanting to do, but there will be an automatic search to find a person that will replicate your parents, like in their behavior, in their not emotionally being available, being immature, being very narcissistic, this competing. I always felt like my mother was competing with me, not consciously. It was like an inner resisting. And it was all, I know that it wasn't personal. I know that now. But in that time, when I didn't have a clue of what was really going on, I felt very rejected. I felt like there was something wrong, because she was with everyone in the family and she was taking care of everyone. But she was like being so resentful every time she would see me. We would not look into each other's eyes. It would just be very cold. And it was hurtful. It was hurtful because I was this vulnerable child that wanted to be soft and had to build up this hard shell to protect myself. And then this insecurities of not being evaluated, like there was no validation coming from the parents as, wow, you did this, how great. So I felt like it was a layer that wanted to release itself. And Spirit asks us, because we always speak of things that we can relate to. So truly everything that we speak of here is relatable and has a connection from us to you. So it is difficult. It is difficult to grow up with parents that are so narcissistic and can do very cruel and mean things without even understanding. So if you're having patterns now as a grown up, or even those same traits, because we're all narcissistic. A little bit narcissism is healthy. It makes you get out of your bed. It makes you do something. So we all have a little narcissistic traits, but it is when they are so out of control. It's too much. It's too much. It's not balanced. It's too much. It's winning at all cost. It's stepping on everyone else before they will step on you. It's projecting, and this can become very dangerous. And if you don't know this, if you don't know your own traits, you won't be able to see how you hurt others. Because when people have toxic parents and they grow up, they become numb to even seeing the part that they are participating into hurting someone else. It's always a projection into the other person made me do it, the other, without taking accountability that those pattern is what you attracted to you. So this is unconscious. You don't know that you have these unconscious patterns of childhood trauma that has caused you in your life to create even more trauma. And this trauma doesn't stop, and you're constantly thinking that you're being attacked, but it's your subconscious and those embedded patterns that are unhealthy that are mirroring it back to you. So you're receiving exactly what you have inside of you. And if you don't know, if you believe, because a narcissist can feel very, very confident and very beautiful, have maybe very beautiful things and feel confident in that, but have an inner insecurity, extreme insecurity. And so it constantly reflects on what they will be attracting. They will be attracting a person that will hurt them or push them and feel them less of themselves. So do you guys see this loop that is happening? Because this is what's happening, that these patterns keep on happening, and we think that there's this outside world that's harming us. But it's not the truth. It's these patterns. And maybe when one realizes this, there is anger that starts to rise inside of you, and of frustration, of I didn't deserve that, I should have. But remember this one is very, very difficult to accept, and it will take time. But I want you to truly, truly hear these words. Your parents did the best that they could. They entered here and had a different assignment to do. And their assignment was to trigger this in you, because you are meant to heal. They were not meant to do it. You were meant to do it. You were meant to heal that ancestry pattern. Okay, it has to stop somewhere. and it stops with the one that is the strongest amongst them all, that can take everything that has hurt them and not turn it back to others. You see, here is where the true ones, the ancestor, will pick you out. This is the one that will do it, because they will see that everything that happens to you, you don't take it and you return it back to someone else. They did that to me. I will not show anyone mercy. How dare they do it? You just have the same compassion. You get sad, you get angry, but you have the same compassion. The compassion doesn't go away. You still feel, oh, how sad that they are feeling like that and that they are like that. And I will pray for them that they will understand it. You know, your heart is still very pure and beautiful. When you are there, your ancestor can see that, yes, this is the one that can clear this out. And now, more than ever, so many are being born to do this assignment, to stand and to clear out all this ancestral trauma. Because if you see that everything that is excessive now, it's not working anymore. Nobody can just numb themselves with drugs or numb themselves, because everyone is seeing the vibration is too high. You can't numb anymore. Whatever it is that you're using to numb yourself with, maybe you're watching too much television, listening. You're not putting effort into sitting alone with yourself. If you're doing any of that, you know that and somehow you're escaping, and you can feel that it doesn't work. It doesn't work anymore. The universe is saying, stop. No, it's not working anymore. No one can do this anymore. You will feel no satisfaction, and you can try over and over again. You won't feel that satisfaction. You know it in yourself. You just know it, that you have to change. You don't know how, you don't know how it's going to turn out, but you trust and you're just going with it. So forgive your parents for not knowing, but also understand. Don't expect anything from them. Don't expect them to all of a sudden be emotionally mature to understand. Because everyone has their assignment. Everyone had their assignment, as you have yours. And this is so important here to know that energy is not separate. So we're not separated anywhere. No, it's when we're so dense and we're so compact that we start to believe that I'm here and this person is there. If we're not speaking to each other, no, it's not like that. If you walk into a room and you have positive energy, you will impact the whole room, because the one's energy that's strongest will impact the room most. You see, there is a togetherness. This is so beautiful to know that energy and to stand in your power and expand yourself. To expand, when you expand beyond yin and yang, when you expand beyond black and white, it's very good in tarot and other divination. It's black and white. It teaches you the contrast. So this is what we are learning, the contrast. So you have a parent that's never there, but you're always there for your child. It's the contrast. It teaches you that there is nothing as simple as black and white. It's a gray area that's constantly shifting and changing in the scale of its colors. It's different layers into that gray. And when you understand this, when it's fully in your whole being understood, that's when you feel life and everything is okay. You don't judge anyone. You don't attract that energy back, because when you understand it and you heal it and you step back, that's when the magic truly happens. Without your forcing it, with you trusting that everything is meant to be the way that it's supposed to be, without controlling, just letting it go and letting it flow. This is when the true self reveals. Then you see everything as gray. There's no good and bad. Everything serves a purpose. And when it's in the contrast, it looks, when you're in that layer, it can look terrible. It can look like there's no, the world is going in a wrong direction, everyone is suffering. But when you look at it from a higher layer, and you see that you don't see anything bad, you just understand that there are patterns that are being cleared out, and there will be a lot of chaos, and this chaos will keep coming up. And when you think that it's resolved, just the same way that we spoke of, one step forward, 3 steps back, you're coming forward and the chaos, and you're like, oh yes, it's finally ending, it is. And then you fall back and you say, what is this? Here we are back in the chaos. How did we come back here? You didn't come back into the chaos. It's just that when it's coming out, it's just a lot that is just revealing itself, that's been in the depth, that needs to be pulled out. Like the earth, before you plant a seed, you need to open up. There's so many worms and other that are helping the earth to open itself up by letting it breathe lighter. Yeah. So when you put a seed inside of it, it's all fluffy and beautiful, so it can grow. When it's so compact, it needs to be open. And the more it's open, just see it in yourself, in your soil. In your soul, there are these pathways, and see yourself like a worm, just coming through it, letting it go through your body, letting it open up. And it will take time. It will take time, layer by layer. Sometimes it will be a lot exposed. Sometimes it will be a little. But allow it to surface and release it. Just let it surface, release it. And here, when they talk about attachments, don't have attachment, you will always be attached to everything. But what we want you to do, it's, instead of being the doer, become the seer. Be the one that watches all of this. So you stand objectively, because when you look at it objectively, you're not invested with your emotion, and your pain body is not so tense. So it helps you. It helps you a lot. So if you had any toxic parents, I hope that this hasn't triggered you, or that it's been hard to hear. We want you to just rest in that you didn't do nothing to deserve this, but this was needed for you to be able to develop and understand that you don't need no codependency with anyone. You need to depend on yourself. Trust in yourself and depend on yourself. So do this right now. Let's just come into our center. We're going to ring the bell. So just in this energy together, this energy right now that is being exchanged, we ask for the Most High to be present, and our spirit guides to be here. Just try to sit in the position. Put the phone down on the side. Just put it down on the side and close your eyes. If you have earphones, use them instead, so you can just close out the other world. And you might hear more sounds than usual. That's why we say have earphones on, so you can relax in a more deep way. So just stay here and let's receive the energy that is available to us right now. So close your eyes, hands on your knees, or if you're lying down, just let them be flat and palms to ceiling. Listen to the bell. We will open this with the bell and close it with the bell. Take a deep breath through your nose and exhale out through your nose. Keep your mouth closed, your jaw relaxed, your face. And just scan the body from top to bottom. Just start from the top of your head and slowly just scan down without stopping or judging. Whatever you feel physically, emotionally, or the mental chatter, let it all be the way it is. Keep on breathing in and out. Don't force your breath. Notice where your breath is. Don't change it. Try to go deeper. Keep scanning down. Good. Now notice a particular place that you felt more than the others. Go to that place in your body that you feel is tense or warm or whatever may arise. It's okay. There is no right or wrong here. Find that place. Breathe into that place with your breath. Go in and then expand from that place when you breathe out to see how far out in the body or in the spot you can feel the effects of the tension, of the feeling. Breathe in and breathe out, expand from the place. Focus on that spot. Take 2 more breaths in there. Breathe into the place and expand out from the point. Very good. Now let it go completely. Let that go completely. Follow your breath. Whatever sounds are around you, let them be present. Relax. It's okay. Three more nourishing breaths. Breathe in all that you are. And exhale everything that doesn't belong to you. Breathe in your true self and out all programming patterns that is not who you are. Feel the expansion in you. Feel your recharge. Take one more breath. Bring in the weekend. And breathe out, releasing. Hear the bell. Open your eyes gently. Try to stay relaxed here and feel the nourishing effect that it has brought to you right now. Feel how grounded and peaceful you feel, and try to stay in this present moment as much as possible. Don't judge yourself when you let it go. Come back to this place by taking one conscious breath when you feel that stress is arising or thoughts that are negative. Thank you. Your energies are so beautiful right now, so peaceful. It's amazing. This moment is being shared for everyone around, everyone surrounding you, where you live, in your community, everyone in your family. We are healing each other by healing ourselves. So take time to yourself. If you like to end in this video, and if you've been here for this long, thank you. Thank you so much for being here and listening. It's amazing creating content for you. And we would love to do it so much more. So your likes and shares and just being here, you can feel the love. So thank you. So click away here if you don't like divination. Let's just give us a little bit of a Friday advice. What does the viewer need to see and know with the energy flow right now? You're being asked to take a leading role in your situation. Don't wait for someone to save you, to heal you. This is how you will take that leading role. By taking those deep breaths, by standing in your power and leading, whether it's your children, whether it's yourself and your improvement and your healing, but knowing that when you stand up for yourself, you stand up with everyone that feels the same way. And know that your healing is healing everyone else in your family, in your surrounding. Your whole ancestral lineage is being healed. So take that leading role. You're the one. You know that you're the one. Just keep coming back to yourself and do that inner work to expand. That is your message from Spirit. Expand your thinking. Expand. Expand how much you are. Expand as much as you feel comfortable. Because sometimes it can get overwhelming when we expand too much. But try to expand as much as possible. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful, strong end. because it's not a weekend. It's a strong end. You're strong and you're beautiful and you are loved and appreciated for who you are. Thank you for being here.